Hi there and welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer. This is The Country Life and it's already 2:15. It's World Down Syndrome Day. We have some fun plans for the evening with Down Syndrome organization. I think it's actually called Down Syndrome Association of Wisconsin. Anyway, they're having a big get together and it happens to be in our town. And so we're gonna be going to that. But we just had our grandkids here for a few days. And we have a new grandson, and so that is so exciting. But we are also probably a little bit excited, I guess, to just kind of get back to regular life here. As many of you know, and I remember, two little kids, they are 3 and 2. It's busy, very, very busy. So pretty much just the basics got done. There wasn't really any extras happening in the last few days. And I have a few cupboards that are very, very messy. So let's look here. Do you guys have a cupboard that looks like that? Just stuff crammed everywhere. Well, I actually have 3 of them. This corner cabinet, the other corner cabinet, and then under my island. And I just thought I needed some kind of project that wasn't going to require a ton of brain power. Just pull everything out, kind of reorganize it, see what I have. I feel like there's some things that I could get rid of. We're going to be having a church rummage sale at the end of April, and I am going to fill up that gym with as much stuff as I can. So I sent Joe, I should ask you guys, does anyone else do this? Take a scarf and wrap it around their head like this. This is how my grandma would always put a scarf on me when I was a little girl, and I would be at their place and we'd have to go out and like feed the dog, or maybe we were gonna bring in a little firewood to have a fire or something like that. Anyway, I sent Joe out because they were over cutting wood and they might even be done with it already. I see Warren driving over, but I had sent Joe out because I said, you need to go out and cut wood with Peter and Dad. And I see he got the nippers and he's actually just logging. He's doing his own logging, and maybe Peter is driving. He's getting a driving lesson.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that exciting?
Well, if he's going to take over this place, he's got to learn how to start running stuff. He ran the chainsaw today.
Good.
How'd you like running the chainsaw? He's got sawdust in his pockets.
Perfect.
Yeah, do the window. Up.
Got to push it down to make it go down.
Try the other one. There you go.
There it is.
Get the right one. So you're not used to being on that side.
Right.
So yeah, he ran the chainsaw.
Wow.
Now he's driving the truck.
That chainsaw, that like hurts your back right there.
Hurts your back? And that was only after 45 minutes? Are you guys all done already?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, wow. I actually had sent Joe out because I said, Joe, you need to go and help out. And
there's a story to tell you about that.
oh, really?
So he comes out with the nippers. I was going back to get the splitting maul. And I'm like, oh, you're going to do some trimming? He says, yep. I'm walking, I look over, and he's just about to nip off our lilac bushes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Joe, stop! And then I said, anything behind the shed you can cut down, but nothing in the yard.
Yeah.
So then I go in, I get the maul, I come out, he's taking down the rose bush.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, Joe, I got a spot for you. So I took him over to the horse barn, and I said, see all this brush? You can cut all of it. So he's going to town on that.
Okay, because I told him to come out and help you guys. I said, you can't just sit in the house here all afternoon.
He was kind of slinking over here, not too quick.
Yeah, not too quick.
But yeah, Peter's taking over.
Okay, good.
That chainsaw really kicks up sawdust.
Yeah, a lot of sawdust. Yeah, look at your bellies, both of you. Your bellies are covered in sawdust.
Well, you know, it happens.
All right, so what's next then?
I'm just going to run the rack over by the wood burner.
Oh, it's already loaded onto the rack and everything. Done. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's it. They're gearing up.
Video the chicks yet?
Yeah, I got some footage of the chicks the one day.
We gotta make sure he doesn't take the nippers to the electrical cord.
Yeah.
For his own safety.
For his own
and
safety.
the chicks. I don't
Right?
think he'd get a shock because the Nippers has the rubber handles, but you never know. You never know.
Do you think the chicks would?
No, they
No,
just
the
would
chicks
lose
wouldn't
the
get
light,
a shock,
yeah.
right?
and then they'd freeze to death.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is he doing what he's supposed to be
Oh
doing?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
nipping all the branches.
I told him, take them all.
So we're actually setting up for some spring snow. We're in a 3 to 5 plus area. So what does that mean? Yeah, it's supposed to start snowing tonight, and we're supposed to wake up by 6 a.m. They're saying we should have, well, like they're saying, 3 to 5 plus. So I don't really know if we're more on the 3, the 5, the plus. I don't know where we are in that on that map, but we'll see what comes. But now Warren just has to move the, and so with that snow coming, and it's been cold, we're back to cold temps again. He wanted to make sure that we had plenty of firewood. Like when it was warm, we weren't burning as much wood, so he would just kind of like drive over and get a little bit. But if he's going to be loading it more often, he wants to be sure that he has plenty of wood over there. So that's what's happening. How many racks was it, Peter? One? Half?
Just one.
Full?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting closer. I have been pulling everything out of this cabinet here. And look at all this stuff. Wow, there's a lot of that I accumulate. I've also been going through all the lids, like all of those over there. Those are extras. You know, I save literally every cottage cheese and Cool Whip and ice cream pail and everything. And then we end up using a lot of them for scraps for the chickens, and then they just get pitched into the trash rather than brought back in the house and washed. And so then I end up with millions of lids. So every now and again, I have to just go through and get rid of all the extras. And I just count up how many I have, keep only the lids I need, and everything else goes into recycling. One thing that I'm torn about right now is I have 2 cake, like takers. Cake, I don't even know what these are called. I guess a cake taker, I think is what it's called. I have this one, sits on this white lid, and then I have this clear one, which sits on this clear, like tray here. So I don't know. I mean, do I need 2 of them? I guess 2 takes up the same space as 1 because they stack nicely, so I feel like I should keep them just in case. Like, my brain says, what if Maria gets into cake decorating and she wants to take a cake to the fair? Just saying that out loud sounds funny. Like that back there, I don't use it often, usually once a year for Thanksgiving, but it's like, I really don't want to get rid of it. All right, I'm not really sure if this is looking any better or if it's looking worse, but it's kind of coming together. All right, other than some trap wax that was still in the cupboard, look at that, floor is clean. So ready for it? Let's open this up. And I'm trying something a little bit different. So for years and years, all lids. It didn't matter if it was cottage cheese and Cool Whip containers, or if it was like, you know, these little Rubbermaid take-along or whatever brand these are, whatever kind of lids, I always kept them all in a drawer, and you just had to rummage around trying to find them. And I did that because people were never putting the lids away like where they went, so we could never find the matching lids. Well, I'm going back to the old method, so I'm putting lids with containers again. So we'll see if we can keep that going. It might be a little easier to find lids. Well, that was always my thought before, but then they were always in the wrong spot. But we're going with it. So here is this cupboard. It is a dream. At least looking at it here today it is. Here is another cupboard here, and I have this one all organized, got rid of some stuff in here, and all the pots and pans, and some casserole dishes, and then again put some lids right there with those glass Pyrex. I have cookie cooling racks, and pie plates, and cutting boards. That looks a lot better, wouldn't you say, Maria? Mm-hmm. And then let's go over to this one and look at this one. Yeah, oh wow. This one always makes the biggest transformation because this is the one that sort of just gets everything that no one knows what to do with. Kind of just gets jammed in the back. So anyway, I kind of moved a few of the different bowls around and This looks really, really good too. I'm thrilled. I got a Thrive Market box on the front porch today, so I was just going to delve into the box here. This isn't sponsored by Thrive. I mean, I may have a code that's active to get some kind of deal right now for you guys, and if I do, I'll put it in the description box for you if you're interested. I mean, I purchased all of this with my own money. These are some of the things that were our favorites before. So these organic whole cranberries, sweetened with apple juice. Warren absolutely loved these. So I got some more. 1 and 2 and 3. A lot of things at Thrive, if you buy them in, oh, they might have like buy 3 or more, or buy 2 or more, then you save a little bit more. So if you bought three pouches, it was like an extra 5% or something off. And then I wanted to try these 2 organic cranberries, no sugar added. So I'm guessing these are going to be, let me just look here. Yeah, they truly did not add any kind of apple juice or anything to them. So I'm eager to open those and try those. I've had questions before if I have dehydrated my own cranberries, and we have tried. I think we've done it twice, and they really didn't work out that great. I don't know if it was how I was doing it. I don't know if it was our dehydrator. I know a lady, and she does them, and she has one of those that has the door, the dehydrator with the big door, and she dehydrates cranberries and says that they turn out fantastic. So anyway, and then I also got some of this rye flour. I wanted to get some rye flour for some sourdough baking. So hopefully I take time to actually do that. And then we love these. I'm not a fruit snack person at all. Yeah, these are so good. Little super sunny strawberry. And what other flavor did I get? So Stupendous Superberry. And I think that's everything. Yeah, that's it. Just a small little order because there's just a few things I wanted to try. We're going to open these right now. These are the ones that say no sugar added.
Sorry.
These are so good. I don't know how they did it. Okay, so the ingredients are as follows. Cranberries, soluble corn fiber, I don't really know what that means, glycerin, and sunflower oil, less than 1%. Wow. Whoop, I dropped one. Those are so good. So this is a really good time to tell you how much money was donated for the family who was adopting a child with Down syndrome. It was $1,368. You guys, thank you so very much. The family is here with us tonight. We're having a fantastic time. And Joe is really, really enjoying himself here tonight. I think that this was great for him to be out with all these other people with Down syndrome. He's just having such a great time. Good morning. I don't know the exact amount, but for sure, when we look out the patio, it looks like at least 3 inches. Peter and Warren said over in the old horse pasture, they thought it looked like 5 inches. So whatever it is, we got some snow. It's still coming down here, so I think there's going to be definitely some more accumulation today. And this is the perfect day for staying in and getting the boys' bedroom put in order. So before we get everything put in order, I just wanted to give you guys a look at the boys' bedroom. So Peter, do you remember what this color was?
Basswood.
Okay, so Peter and Joe picked basswood as their color for the walls, and it is amazing when you take the time to actually putty all the holes and then sand off any bumps and everything.
Like over 100 holes.
Oh, at least.
Like maybe 200.
And some of them were just like tacks. It was
but still.
It was like 27 years of girls.
Oh, Lord.
You weren't all of them.
No.
But 27 years of girls in this room.
I think I counted in like a few nails, but mostly I just used their nails.
So anyway, it just makes such a huge difference. So this room has really come together. They still, obviously, we didn't paint over the wood wall. Warren did the wood wall But yeah, this was all pine that was cut off of our land here, and then he surfaced it and planed it and did whatever he had to do to it. Now, just a second, those have numbers on them, so they do go in the...
Yeah, but this
oh,
goes
yep,
on the top.
awesome. So any project, you know, there's always something. So we had a piece of the back of the dresser break off. Joe needs a tissue. Oh, you got me a tissue? Thank you. You heard me sneeze?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank
That's
you.
number 2.
So anyway,
Hey,
we had to
Jennifer.
glue that, and that was my way of...
Start number 1.
This is number 4, so that's number 3.
So yeah, this was my way of like clamping it in place. Warren is still going to build a threshold for right there, and you can get a good look at, this is that LVP luxury vinyl plank, and this is Life Proof. That's the brand that we use. It has, I think, like...
It says it's scratch proof, it's not.
It does say scratch proof. It can scratch.
Just that it doesn't show.
It doesn't
Because
show.
It's the same color underneath, basically.
Right, right. But it can scratch. Not super easily, but it can. All right. Let me go. Can I show them your room now, too?
Yeah.
I don't know if your room is put in order. Oh, just a minute. Okay. And here's how Maria's room has turned out. A couple things that we still want to do, and that is get some kind of like curtain for her closet.
Something for the windows.
Yeah, yep, she has her crucifix there. And then we also are still thinking and trying to figure out what we're going to do for the windows. This rug we bought off of Amazon, and it is so incredibly soft. And I honestly, I should say thank you to you guys, because whenever I link to something on Amazon, and then if you click over to it, and even if it's not that item that you buy, like let's say I linked a shower curtain, and you were like, oh, I want to go look at that shower curtain, or oh, I'm curious as to how much that shower curtain cost. Then you can click over, and you click over to Amazon for that. And then if within, I believe their cookie on Amazon is like a 24-hour cookie, it might be 48 hours. But then if you go back and make any purchase at Amazon, whoever kind of like first sent you to Amazon gets a small percentage. It can be 2 or 3. Sometimes they'll run specials on different departments where you'll get like 5 or 6%. But so, you know, I can get 25 cents or 30 cents or something like that from different purchases, right? And then over the course of a month, that adds up. So then they like send me a code saying, oh, you earned $63 this month. And then I use that to buy other things that I want or need on Amazon. And so anyway, we bought this rug at Amazon. I think it was like $68, I want to say this rug was, but I didn't have to pay anything because I was just able to use that month's gift card on the rug. And so I got it for free. So thank you guys for clicking on my Amazon links and then buying whatever it is that you all buy on Amazon. This is what I mean by a threshold. So this is hickory, and then Warren just kind of shaped it and put it into place, because then it bridges the gap between the new floor and the old floor. Like so many projects, it always gets worse before it gets better. And the rocket box was found. And so over lunch, he was rummaging through his rocket box. What do you have there, Maria? That can go out with...
Can you take it?
I will take care of that one, yes. It's like, it just gets worse before it gets better. It's been a long time, but it's coming along. You're not going to put that up on those up there. No way. We got the dressers moved in here, and we moved a nightstand over on that side for Joe, and we put a bookcase over here, which is working out really well here for Peter. Yeah, we started moving stuff into I think we have pretty much everything in the closet already. We just have to get the doors on. Warren will bring in the doors maybe when he's done with work. Maria is a huge help with the boys, because like she can suggest something to them, a way to organize something, and they seem to just accept it from her. But when I suggest the same thing, they give me that look like, why in the world would you ever come up with that idea, Mom? So I have some things I have to deal with in the garage. So this has basically been where all of the stuff has been. And so like this shelf we're not going to be using anymore. One, it doesn't fit in their room. It doesn't have a spot for it now that they wanted to have beds, you know, not do bunk beds anymore. So that we are going to get rid of. This is hard for me to get rid of. This was a little desk that was like my mom's when she was a girl. And I've used it before as kind of like a decoration. The kids have used it for playing school. Maria had it in her bedroom before, and then with her new room decided not to because it didn't really fit. And it's just so hard because I'm like, I have no use for it. I have no use for it. So I don't know what we're going to do with that yet. We do want to restring this guitar for Joe, and we have a guitar holder, so we'll get that up in his room. I have to decide some of this other stuff. We got a ton of hangers over there, an old lamp. So you know how it is. It's like you get down to the end and you're really losing steam. Ugh, what in the world? What in the world? So all of this wood here is left over from when Warren had built the lofted bed when 2 and 3 girls were in that room. I'm not really sure what we're gonna do with those. I don't really have a use for those right now, so probably just more stuff to get rid of. Well, look at here. It is, well, there's the time over there, 5:41, and they are finished. They've actually been finished for a while, but it looks so nice in here, and it's just so clean, and, well, you know, stickers all over the furniture. Maria helped with Joe getting all of his stuff up on his dresser and everything. It just all looks so nice. I'm so happy, and I'm so proud of them for sticking it out, even when it was starting to feel really long. All right, we are going to go out for fish. So I think, would this be week 6? Yes, 1, 2, 3, went out for fish. That would be 4, 5. We did last week at home. And this is week 6, right, Peter?
Of what?
Of fish fry weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Week 6 now, and we're going to be going out for fish. So it's just Warren and me and the 3 youngest kids. Everybody else is tied up with life, and so we're going out and looking forward to it. I think tomorrow I'm finally going to get to some cooking. A lot of times in my daily vlogs, I'll kind of share little bits of what's been going on as far as food. And guess what? Today, yeah, sorry, that lighting is just kind of weird. It was just Maria made butter noodles for us for lunch. Warren made some grilled cheese, and that was pretty much it. That applesauce, that kind of thing. So, but hopefully tomorrow I should be back at some cooking. A lot of the snow has already melted today. Anything, you know, where you drive or, you know, anything that like warms up faster, it all melted, but it still looks pretty over there. It's pretty wet at this point of the day, real wet, sticky snow. Good morning, everybody. Here it is, Saturday morning. It is already 10:30. I just can't believe how quickly sometimes the mornings go by, but we had a fun morning. We got up and Maria, she was already awake, and she had this box of their like patron saint cards, and she wanted to quiz Warren and I. So you look at a picture of a saint and then you try to look at like the little details or whatever, try to figure out what saint that is. We thought this was gonna be like maybe a 5-minute thing, and an hour later she was still quizzing us. So, but we did get more right than wrong. I think we got 35 right and 24 wrong, something like that. So anyway, that was quite something for the morning. And then Peter the whole time wanted to play Uno because they finally found the Uno cards. Cleaning the garage, you know, and bringing everything into their bedrooms, they ended up finding the Uno cards, which were in Joe's backpack that had been kind of buried in the pile. So then we played a bunch of rounds of Uno, and it was the girls' game. Maria and I won most of them. I think Peter won one hand. They were putting stuff up on the wall. Warren was helping Peter put stuff up on the wall this morning in their room, like he has some mounts and things like that he wanted up. And now I'm making some muffins. So this is the recipe I've been using. It's from Farmhouse on Boone, and it is like a, it's called sourdough. You can use sourdough or the discard. Blueberry muffins. I haven't made blueberry yet. I've only made chocolate chip. But now today, I am going to make a mix. These are the strawberries that I had bought at Costco, and they're really sweet. I think everybody has had like maybe 3. And then we're like, they're just too sweet. So I was thinking maybe I could put them into muffins. And so what I did is I reduced the sugar in here. It's supposed to have a cup of sugar. I only did maybe like in between a half and 2/3 cup is what I did for sugar. And I'm also going to put a few chocolate chips in. So I was kind of thinking, you know, like a strawberry chocolate pie, maybe strawberry chocolate muffins. I don't know. Well, we're going with it here this morning. So that's my butter over there. I am currently on the last dry ingredient here. I have to put in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just going to get that stirred up. So this is 2 cups of flour, in between a half and 2/3 cup of sugar, a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of baking soda, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And those are all of the dry ingredients. You can put cinnamon. I'm not going to do cinnamon at all. I was doing a half a teaspoon of cinnamon in the chocolate chip muffins, but for this, I'm not going to do anything like that. So this is 8 tablespoons of butter. I just watered plants yesterday. So a couple of eggs. I'm going to mix that up. And then a half a cup of sourdough discard. And I'm just going to mention this again. So I'm very new to sourdough. I mean, I've only made 1 loaf of bread, okay, and a bunch of discard recipes. I did feed my sourdough this morning, though. I brought it out of the fridge and I fed it, so I'm hoping, not hoping, I'm going to be making a loaf of bread, but, you know, it's like a 2-3 day process, it seems like. And I know that there's ways of doing it faster, and I was reading in the comments, a lot of you were talking about, like, faster ways, maybe feeding it at bedtime, and then by morning, getting ready to already shape the loaf and then baking it like later that day, I think. I didn't remember last night to feed it, so I fed it here this morning at like 10 o'clock. Okay, but the whole purpose of discard, because I would always see all these recipes, oh, we're making sourdough discard pancakes or waffles or whatever. I was like, what is the point? The whole point of that is that as you feed your sourdough and you don't use all of that like starter mix in the loaf of bread that you make, you end up with like remainder. You have to discard some of the flour water mixture so that you don't, because you have to feed it like 1 to 1 or 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, depending. There's whatever, it just depends on how you want to feed it. So that means if you have like 50 grams of starter, if you're going to feed it 1 to 1, then that means you're going to do 50 grams of flour, 50 grams of water. If you're going to feed it 2 to 1, you have to do 50 grams of starter, 100 and 100 of flour and water. And then you don't use all of that for in your bread. So you end up having some leftover. And the next day, if you start, let's say you end up with 100 grams of starter, and you want to feed it 2 to 1, now you have to add 200 grams of flour and 200 grams of water, and you can end up getting this like buildup of all this starter, right? And you don't want to waste, good morning, Peter, and you don't want to waste that flour water mixture, because that's just a waste of flour. So you end up with this discard, and you want to use that up. That is the purpose of the discard recipes. And I tell you that, maybe you already know that, maybe that was just like common knowledge to everybody out there. It was not common knowledge to me at all. So I put a half cup of the discard in here, and I'm going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to go heavy teaspoon since I'm not doing cinnamon. That was probably almost a tablespoon. Okay, let's check. Oh, that looks great. Okay, now we're going to mix in the dry ingredients. Whoops. Probably take the spatula out before you start mixing. Okay, there's a little room for still mixing. I'm just going to cut these strawberries here into little pieces because I don't want to bite into a huge strawberry. I just kind of want little bits. So since the recipe would call for 1 cup of blueberries, I'm going to do like a half a cup of the strawberries and a half a cup of chocolate chips. I also should preheat my oven to 425.
Are you making what I think you're making?
I'm actually making strawberry chocolate chip today. So these are going to go in the oven at 425 for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to drop the temp to 350, and we're going to go 13. It might only even go like 11 or 12 if I remember from the last time I made them as chocolate chip. Well, aren't those pretty? So Maria and I want to go to a thrift store that we just found out about this week. And so I'm making, I guess this is I guess it's early lunch. It's 11:18 right now. And I thought with these muffins, we'll do some fried up brats and onions. I'm going to see, I might even have some green pepper. I'm pretty sure I do. If anything, I have some in the freezer. And then we're going to do some scrambled eggs. Maybe a little bit of cheese on those scrambled eggs. And that is going to be kind of a lunch brunch so that Maria and I can get going to the thrift store. Hello. Maria and I are going to try out this new thrift store. Love it again. We got tons of clothes. Really nice pictures. Really pretty frames. Yeah, that's just like in your room.
Just this one's bigger.
Yeah, that one seems a little creamier too. That mirror is cute. That is a cute mirror.
Sort of like it.
Oh yeah, purses. Wow, they have some nice stuff here. Maria made her way to the books, of course. Tons of movies and some games. We got some cookbooks here. A bunch of little cookbook. The little booklets here. Oh, Great Smoky Mountains cookbook. That sounds like that could be fun. Confederate era. Home sweets. Muffins in a jar. That could be kind of fun. Oh, I just love this dress, but it is not my size. So pretty though. It just reminds me of summer. That is for putting over food at a picnic, so the flies don't land on it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Such pretty, pretty things.
Look
Ooh,
at these.
I love the bowls.
These are so pretty.
Oh yeah, my great-grandma, she had bowls like that. I actually had a really big one like that, but it broke. I can't remember who broke it when
what
they
these
were a
look
kid,
like?
but it broke.
These are like those finger bowls.
Oh, sure.
You know?
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't on my tea party book.
Oh yeah, Revere. Whoops. Revere ware. There's a lot of Revere ware if someone needed to stock up on some really, really high quality cookware. That's pretty for summer.
Interesting. Oh, this is pretty.
Oh, that is.
What? Okay, the little pot. Look at the little pigeon one, but I really like that.
That is so cute, Maria.
What is this for?
I have no idea what that's for.
The bell.
I don't know if Love It Again is like a nationwide store. They said like their premise is prayer, giving, something. I don't remember, but it was like a Christian-based place. All of this, $6.27. It's pretty much just clothes. I found a bunch of clothes for our new grandbaby, and I mean stuff that was like, and a couple things I guess for the other grandkids. We didn't find anything for Maria, but I mean look at like this little onesie here. Oh yeah, I guess we did find you something. Like look at this little onesie here. This was marked at 50 cents. But then if you spent like $5 on kids' clothes, you got $1 off, $10, $2 off. I mean, and let's look at something like this. Well, I need to find something with a red tag. This little collared onesie looks like it was maybe wore once and washed once. 50 cents. It was 75% off. So he said that brought it down to like 12.5 cents. 12.5 cents. All right. Well, I'm still looking for some sort of little planter or pot. I have a plant that I need to up pot, and I didn't find anything like that. That was just going to be quite right. So we're going to try another one that I tried about a year ago, and it was closed. So we're going to go check it and see if it's open here on a Saturday. I don't know why I do this to myself, but it is 10:30, and I am just now starting on the sourdough bread. Not necessarily just starting. I did feed my starter this morning, and when we got back from dance tonight, I noticed that it had completely doubled. Everything was super bubbly, but I'm working on some altering projects for Nick and for his fiancée Brittany, and so I wanted to get to those before my eyes were completely tired out. So I finished that up, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And if I don't get the stretch and folds done perfectly tonight, so what? So I'm just going to wait it out for the first 30 minutes here, do a stretch and fold, and then I'm going to cover it and head off to bed. In the morning, I will shape it. I can't quite remember exactly what I have to do. I'll read the directions in the morning and go from there. Well, good morning here. It's 11 o'clock. We are home from church. We did pick up like some donuts and things. They were not completely. They had some jelly donuts left. So we had to get kind of some boxed donuts. So let me give you a peek at my sourdough. I forgot to dampen the cover last night. So I ended up doing it in the middle of the night, and here's why. Because Warren's like, Jennifer, Peter's calling you. Peter's calling you. And I get up and I go to turn on the hallway light, because I was like, well, that's weird that the hall light's not on. And I flip it on and off and nothing happens. So I was like, oh, the light bulb burned out. I go in by Peter and he's like, why is everything pitch black around here? And I start trying to figure it out. And I'm like, oh, the power is out. Everything is out. And so that was about 2:30 in the morning. I don't know how long it had been out before that. But, you know, you call it in and everything to the power company, and they said, yes, there were a number of power outages in our area. We don't know why. I mean, we did get snow, but nothing heavy or anything. So then I was like, oh my gosh, the chicks. So I got Warren. I'm like, will you walk out there with me? Because it's like over in the horse barn. I didn't want to walk over there all by myself in the middle of the night. So there we were, 3 o'clock in the morning. Trudging over there. We brought the chicks in, and that's why I was able to dampen the cover on the sourdough in the middle of the night. So anyway, it's still doing its bulk rise. It's been pretty chilly in the house because with the power going out, that means that our blower wasn't blowing throughout the night. So, you know, the wood furnace, which is outside, needs power to or you know, we need power in the house to be able to blow that warm air through the house. I'm still going to let this bulk ferment. Is that what it's calling? Bulk rise. I pulled out some of my freezer meals, and I was just taking the saran wrap off. And so I'm going to be making here today hamburger pie and baked spaghetti. These are completely frozen, rock solid. The oven is set to 300 degrees. I'm going to put them in and just let them slowly thaw at 300. They're probably going to be in for an hour at 300, and then I will up it to 350 and let them continue to bake. You know what, I'm going to spray this too so that it doesn't, the cheese doesn't stick to the foil. And then what'll happen is once they, you know, I'll just check them. We're not in a huge hurry here, but I would like to somewhere around maybe 1 o'clock be able to eat. Well, I've pretty much completely lost track of when I have filmed and when I haven't for this whole week in the life. Yesterday got really busy. We had, let's see, we had 6 of our 7 kids, right? Yeah, 6 of our 7 kids were here, and you know, their spouses, and we had grandkids and all the kind of thing. So anyway, it got kind of busy. I didn't do really any filming yesterday, but I did continue with my sourdough bread baking. So last night I was like, oh my gosh, I bet I over fermented it, and I read and it said over fermenting it should get soupy, or it would get soupy. It was not soupy, so I thought we're gonna go with it. So I did. What step was that at? I put it into a bowl with a floured towel, and then I put it in the refrigerator for overnight so that it could do its bulk ferment, I think is what that, at that point, what it's called. No, that's not. I can't remember what that part is called, but anyway, I did that. Today I finally took it out, and I did something a little different this time. You'll see that it doesn't look quite as brown as last time, and that's because rather than preheating the oven to 500, I only preheated to 475, and I left the lid on for a longer period of time this time versus last time. Okay, I also was out of parchment paper, and so let me just show you this. This worked out really well. I just put down some cornmeal on the bottom, and it didn't stick at all, so that seemed to have worked really good. Yeah, it sounds like it is all crispy crunchy. We're gonna lift it over here so it can cool. It looks pretty good, I'd say. I was a little concerned it wasn't gonna be, it like wasn't gonna rise in the oven, but it seemed to. So in a little bit, we'll slice this and give it a try. Okay, we decided not to wait, and we just cut into it right now. So, I don't know. Squish, squish, squish. Looks pretty good. Let's give it a try. Peter, you want any butter on yours? No? Pretty good. Kitchen sink lunch?
Yep.
Tastes like sourdough. It tastes like sourdough. I have to say, I don't think I'm a huge sourdough fan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have some?
Mm-hmm. I'm a huge fan of that tin. Yep.
It's not working.
I know. You just want a little wedge?
Yeah. I don't want to have it.
Did it start raining now?
Yeah, it's been raining since before lunch.
I've been looking out. I haven't.
We're supposed to get a 1/4 inch today and a 1/2 inch tonight.
It was grocery shopping day, which means we were having just like frozen fast food for supper. Really simply, corn dogs, mozzarella sticks, and some raspberries, and that's where we're going to be ending the video. I think it's going to be a long video. If you're into grocery hauls, like I said, today was a grocery shopping day, and that video will be out next. Thanks for watching.